So I just finished Gotham. Comes on Fox. I know. I'm late. I am super late. But I enjoy watching it because I saw all the backstories of some of the supervillains in the Batman stories. And just seeing how over time these characters developed. I especially loved Penguin's character because he went through a lot to get to be the Penguin we know of today. But when I'm talking about supervillains, I'm just wondering because Gotham, I'm sure almost everyone that's a comic fan or comic nerd has probably most likely seen this already. Bruce Wayne is a little kid, and they show when his parents are murdered, and Jim Gordon, who's a young Jim Gordon, and not the captain yet, I don't believe. He becomes captain over time throughout the duration of the series. He becomes captain, but all these supervillains, you see their origin of Catwoman and Mr. Freeze and Ra's al Ghul and Penguin and Riddler and Scarecrow and the Mad Hatter and these guys, it's like these guys have been around. Bruce Wayne must have been about 11, maybe 12 at the most when his parents were murdered. And so these supervillains are young and just coming up in Gotham, which is a terrible place to live at this time. And they're still around today. They get sent to Arkham. And like Wesley Snipes said in New Jack City, I'll be out in a week. I mean, Jim Gordon's putting these guys in jail and nothing's happening. And then Batman, the last of the series, Bruce Wayne, starts getting a little darker and darker and becomes Batman. The very last episode, he dresses up as a young Batman. And throughout the duration of this time, it just took me back to like supervillains that just hang around for years and years and years. And I know at some point in time, you got to keep them around because who is Batman without Joker? And who is Superman without Lex Luthor? And who is SpiderMan without Green Goblin? And who is Professor X without Magneto? I get it. But some of these guys need to go. Batman had all kind of opportunities to kill Joker. Some of these guys, they got to go. They create new super villains. Venom and Harley Quinn weren't always around. But back in the day when I was coming up, there was no Carnage. There's no Omega Red from the XMen. I don't even think Sinister was around. But some of these guys, they got to go. Now, granted, I can say this for Spider-Man. A lot of Spider-Man's villains and his enemies, they know him. Or he has some type of relationship with them. Green Goblin, Harry's father, or Harry. Venom, he knew Eddie Brock. The Lizard. The Vulture, if you've seen the movie, the first one with Tom Holland. It was his girlfriend's dad. Dr. Octopus was this guy Craven, a manhunter. He knew him, had a Hobgoblin, Black Cat, Sandman, who was just trying to do something for his daughter, and Uncle Ben in the wrong place at the wrong time, didn't mean it. And Black Cat, he has a relationship with her. You get guys like Rhino, who's just dumb. You can get rid of him. Superman, okay, Lex Luthor, I get it. You want to keep him around. But Superman's fighting this guy from a universe. What's this guy? Mixoflixix, whatever this guy's name is. Comes from a different dimension. In order to send him back, you got to say his name backwards. Will you kill this little thing off? There's no need of keeping this guy. Thank God for Abomination that actually killed Superman. Is that his name, Abomination? Who was a big guy? The monster. Darkseid? Doomsday? Doomsday, I guess. Formidable foes like that who he can come up against. I mean, this guy, Mixoflix and Bizarro, get these guys out of here. They're in the way. Solomon Graham, do away with him. The Joker killed Robin, for Pete's sake. Not the Robin I've come to know and love, Dick Grayson, but I wanted anyway, go listen to my rant about that. But I mean, Joker, he kills people and murders people, and then you send him to Arkham and he's back in a week. You send him to have counseling and he gets inside the head of Harley Quinn and now she's crazy. Okay, get rid of Joker and make her the new enemy of Batman or something. You can keep Riddler around. The Scarecrow, who wants to... Get rid of this guy. I'm watching Gotham, and they got the Quarter Owls, whoever these people are, that conspired to have the Waynes killed, Batman's parents killed, and you keep these people around. You send these people to Arkham. I understand Mr. Freeze. You can't really do much to him. He had issues. It's kind of like the Dr. Octopus story. He had a wife, and he's trying to resurrect her or whatever it is he's trying to do. Yeah. Ra's al Ghul, okay, that's the grandfather of your kid. And you want to keep him right. You had a relationship with Catwoman, but Firefly? Or this guy with the pig? The pig? Get rid of these guys. Get rid of these guys and bring on some new ones. I mean, even with X-Men, you got Sabretooth, who was him and Wolverine had some kind of connection. I don't know if they were brothers. They served in the military. These X-Men movies, it's just like going back to the Old Testament and trying to find the genealogy of when Christ came. That's how hard it is to understand the X-Men. And Juggernaut and Professor X has some kind of relation. And so I understand those guys. Magneto and Professor X, the Malcolm and Martin thing, and humans versus the mutants. I get it. So you want to keep those guys around. Even Mystique, who had a relationship early on with a sister-brother type relationship with Professor X and Mystique. And Jean Grey, when she's Dark Phoenix, you don't want to get, so you want to keep some of them around. But Mr. Sinister, that's sick, twisted, trying to get Jean Grey and Cyclops to have kids so he can start his own No, kill him. Why are you keeping him around? There's no reason to have him around. You already got the giant robot. What do you call those giant robots that use the Sentinels, I believe? Whatever. You can always use them. Yeah, SpiderMan, there's always another symbiote. But some of these guys, they just need to go. Especially if they're not known and not doing much. Kill them off. No need to keep Rhino around. Although he was, good in the 60s. Anyway, that's just my take. Tell me what you think about supervillains, and should some of them be killed off or should some stay on? That's just my rant.